Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. So in this week's video, I'm going to talk to you about why I print photo books. I'll go through the process that I take when I do this. And then at the end, I'll show you my 2024 photo book, which I've actually had printed from a different printer this time around. And I'm going to name check a couple of printers that I've used in the past. I have no affiliation with these guys. This is just kind of my recommendation based on my previous experiences. So perhaps the first thing to deal with is why print at all. If I look at the rest of my life, I'm probably 90% digital for everything that I do. Although to be fair, I still like to read actual proper physical printed books. And that is going to lead me on to one of the reasons why I do photo books. Now, if you guys are already printing photo books, feel free to let me know in the comments. And also, if you have any other companies that you've used in the past, feel free to drop those in the comments as well, so that people who watch the video also have some other options for printing. So the reason why I love printing my photos, and you can see that I have some that are printed on the wall as well, is a couple of reasons really. Firstly, I like them to be printed because I think I like the result of the physicality of the photo that I've taken. Now that especially is the case for photo books. So I've already printed a couple in the past and I use Saal Digital, and I'll put a link to Saal and Whitewall that I'm going to talk about today as a link in the description below this video. So what I like with photo books, and this is one that I printed last year, so 2024, and I did this as a collection of some photos in the city that I live close to, so Cologne. And this one was with Saal. And I just really like the tactile nature. Now you can see that this is a lay flat book. And the paper that I printed this on, it's quite thick. It does have a slight texture to it, which, is a pro and a con. Sometimes I like the texture on it, sometimes not. But as I said, it does give you something very tactile. So photo books are a great visual representation, tangible representation of your favorite photos from the year. I generally do a yearly photo book. Every now and again, I will do a project book, and I'll come on to that a little bit later on. But it's good to firstly, through the year, I store what I think are my favorite photos. And then at year end, I have a look through that folder and I choose and select my favorite shots. Now, when I say favorite shots, I would say these are not always my best shots from a technical perspective, but they're my favorite because they have either a significance to me or that, I reference back to the particular day that I shot it and it has a greater significance, hence why they're favorite, not always technically best. And I think with photography, technically best is not always the ones that you actually will look back on again and again. So I mentioned project work, and this is a book that I also printed last year, 2024. And again, this was with Saal. And you can see that, again, it's a lay flat book. And I was lucky enough to do a photo shoot with this lady. She actually wanted the photos for her Instagram account. She was looking to grow her profile there. As you know, I don't have social media. So for me, the social media angle was not so interesting. It was interesting to do the photo shoot with her. And I enjoy doing this kind of photography. To be honest, I don't get quite as much chance to do this kind of fashion photography as much as I'd like to. Who knows, maybe this year I'll get to do more. But I already knew or had in mind that I wanted to do a photo book as a result of that shoot. So the photo book has arrived. What I like with Whitewall is that they put this extra outer layer on, which I think is really nice. Just helps to protect the book. And just get rid of that. Yeah, as I said, this is it. Because it's a mix of landscape plus urban plus some kind of everyday stuff. Then I've just gone for like a plain cover here. You can obviously put a photo on there, but as I said, I decided not to. If I just open it up, nice inside page here, which actually comes as part of the offering with Whitewall. So you'd have to pay extra for that. And then you can see here in terms of the print quality and the color reproduction, I think it's really good, actually. I think most of these photos you've probably seen. I suspect. And then, this is a good example, actually, of how printing can really enhance your photography. Because if you look at this shot, what I liked about this when I took it is I deliberately set the horizon low to give a sense of scale. You've got the birds here, and you've also got this man right at the top of the hill that's walking. Now, when I look at this on my phone, it's really difficult to see that. And if you were watching the video that I did when I took this shot, again, if you're watching on your phone, that shot may not have looked much when you saw it. But in print, and certainly if I were to print this larger and put it on the wall, then obviously that does really add to that shot, and the purpose of that shot really does stand out. And then moving into my life in the country section, and some of these are actually printed that have grain within the photo. And they still look good with the grain even when printed. And then if I just kind of flick to the back here, I've also put a section in with my urban photography as well. And again, with a black and white section at the back too. And then that's it. But overall, pretty happy. So just quickly to talk about why I decided to change supplier this time around. It's not because Saal did anything wrong, they really didn't. It's just because I didn't want a lay flat book for my year end. I think it's also good just to try different suppliers, right? So with this one, as you've already seen, it's not a lay flat. It's printed on more traditional paper. So it doesn't have the same honeycomb texture feel to it. Now I printed this on gloss, but it doesn't leave any fingerprints. They do a high gloss version, which I deliberately avoided because that would leave fingerprints on it. But as I said, I'm really impressed, and I just really like the feeling of the paper within this book. So just a couple of things on the Saal book. As I said, it's lay flat, and if I open it up, obviously it is on thicker paper, and it does have like a honeycomb texture to it, which is obviously personal preference. Now, a couple of things really that I think Whitewall will perform better at. Firstly, as you can see, it goes straight into the photo. Now, as you saw with the Whitewall, they put an extra piece of paper in front and also at the back, and they do that for free. You can get the same with Saal, but it costs you extra money. Other thing is the back of the book. Now, I know it's only the back, but as standard with Saal, it comes with a barcode. And if you had a photo on the back, the barcode would also still be there. Again, you can get it removed, but they charge you extra money for that. Both of those things come as free with Whitewall. And I think also with Whitewall, from memory, I could choose whether I wanted white paper or black paper. Right, so I've probably bored you enough with my view on photo books, but if you haven't printed anything up to now, I would strongly recommend just giving it a go. As always, thank you for watching and see you next time.